Hey guys, what's up? This is Dark Alpha. Welcome back to part 2 of my 3-3-5 breakdown. Part 1 was the plays that are in this formation I like to run, my favorite plays, and the players that will make it work. You can't really follow this as well without watching that video, so go ahead, check that out. This defense is supposed to be run with a clock controlling offense. Check out my video on the clock controlling offense if you haven't yet. This really needs that to really make it click. We'll be showing plays, the formations are out of, and a Season 8 championship game to show you guys this works at the highest levels of competition. So I'm going to show you guys some of the formations, the plays in them, and how those plays work in the actual game. First off, 3-3-5 across, the cover 3 max. As you can see, I pointed this out in the last video, but it's mainly a mix of a cover 2 and a cover 3, and you need to see the holes that are in like the top right, so you need to make sure that your user, when you user, you take care of those holes. As you can see, the top left, top right, the sides of play, those are open, so I'm going to use my user and I'm going to control, and I'm going to take care of players that go into those zones. Here in the play action, I'm going to user to there, and it's right into the holes, takes care of it. He was pressured to throw there because, look at the time, I have the ball, I clock control offense, put a lot of pressure on him. I always like to run man coverage when I can. It's more simple. It allows me to know really exactly what my guys are doing. And here, I know the only thing open on here, deep post, predict it. You got to know what weaknesses in your coverages are, the out routes, and the corners, and there I predicted it. Here, I see his offensive lineman, so I swoop in there. You got to be quick. You got to recognize when the running back runs up towards the offensive line, probably be a screen. Got to get in on that, know what's going on. You got to know what your coverages are, and you got to know where the holes are, and you got to cover them up yourself. Here in the cover 2 sync, I see how my corners are going to run and cover, the left side of the field. So here on the trips right, I know my guy is going to move out to the left, and it's going to open up the middle, and I'm going to user cover. I'm going to predict the holes in my coverage, and I'm going to cover it up with user myself, and it's going to get me an interception from it. And now my favorite play, the cover 3 out of the 3-3-5 split. I know it's going to be weak to the corner routes, and, I'm going to cover it myself. And when you cover it, there's that D-line sub I was talking about. If you flick the right stick over, you can change the formations. I got my pass rushing defensive ends on the field, JPP and Freeney. I know he's going to try to hit the corners because those are weak for this formation, and I'm going to user cover it myself right there. It's not open, so he's forced to try to go down the pipe, and I get an interception from it with Morgan Burnett, who I absolutely adore. So now that you guys know the plays, you know the strategies, we know how to take our weaknesses and turn them into strengths with the users. I don't like to empty coverages with users. I like to take people that are blitzing and then audible them to coverages and then use them, so that way I'm not creating holes in my defense. So first off, clock control offense, critical to the 3-3-5 defense. I go and look at this guy's team. I see Peyton, so I don't have to defend the scrambles as much, but I know that his team is very gnarly. He's got a crazy fast offense, DMC, Randy Moss, Ted Ginn. So I need to be careful and not blitz too much and give them the chance to go, over the top and just totally crush me. So first off, clock control offense. If my offense is on the field, my defense is shutting his offense down. So if my goal is, drain the entire half, and I pretty much get this done. This is a live Season 8 championship game. I think I've said that already, but this is a Season 8 championship game. And now I try to go down early, and I'm going to score with only 10 seconds left in the half. And if that's not, doing a great job for your defense, I don't know what is, because now the pressure's on him. I've established pressure to force him to score without having to blitz. So now I get to, play coverage, and he has to throw into me. And that's the philosophy of the 3-3-5 and defense in general, because in NCAA Ultimate Team, anybody can score at any time. There's nothing stopping people scoring. The only thing, coverage is just too weak. But you have to, use the offense, control the clock, and force them to throw into you. Here, he's done the same play twice, so now I'm going to bait it. And I'm going to jump it, and that's what you have to do. I bait it right there. He throws right to me. I drop the pick. Not a big deal. But now he knows I'm on it. He's going to shift it up, and I'm going to cover these little inside routes, and he's going to throw it right to my safety down the pipe. You can see there, take the safety, jump ahead of him. Morgan Burnett, what a superstar. Pick him up if you want. I love him to death. But that's what the philosophy is of the 3-3-5. Know your holes in your coverages. Cover them up with the user. Force your opponents to feel pressured from a clock-controlling offense. Watch my video on the clock control. If you haven't yet, it's probably the entire philosophy of my team, and the only way to win consistently in NCAA Ultimate Team without completely outcarding your opponents is to dominate the clock. And here, I know he's trying not to take these short little passes, so, I'm going to give it up to him. And now I don't think he's going to do it again because the time's running out. And that's what this clock control offense has established for me. The fact that I can just, force him to make mistakes and throw into coverage. Here, he's going to try a stick and nod. It's easy to pick out. I go right down the pipe, and I pick it off with Manti Te'o. And that's it. I pretty much won the game. If you look at the time of possession right there, look at that. 47 seconds because he quit at the end. But that's just crazy. That's what wins you games. Time of possession, forcing your opponents to throw into a coverage. The 3-3-5, being patient. And if you want to see what I pulled from this season reward pack from the Season 8 Championship, you're going to have to check out my other videos. I always recommend picking kick if you win the coin toss, because that way you can control the clock in the second half. And, the end of the first half, run down the field, score at the end of the first half, tie the game, and then just drain the clock in the second half and win. So sometimes you're going to be going up against a run. So what I recommend, drag the blockers out with me here. I managed to run around it, but that's not always going to happen. I'm usually going to get clipped on a blocker. So what I recommend, always go to the outside, force a cut back inside. He'll run into his blockers or your guys. So here, watch. I'm going to go to the outside, pull the blockers with me. He runs into his own guys, and the rest of my guys follow up. That's what I'd recommend to do the run. Don't be patient, or don't be impatient. Let them run it if they want to. Eventually, they're going to throw it, and they're going to throw right into the 3-3-5 coverage. And then you got to capitalize on that and try to create a turnover. If you guys enjoyed this video on the 3-3-5 breakdown, make sure to sub, like the video, comment, help me get the word out there. I could have made a ton of coins selling this as an ebook, but I'd rather give it to the public. Help you guys out there be successful in your NCAA Ultimate Team. Come join us on Evo if you haven't yet. We got lots of great people able to help you out. Hints and tips, budget team, coin making tips. I'll have more coming on my personal channel for YouTube involving offensive breakdowns and the clock control offense, which is absolutely critical. I can't recommend it enough. This is the only way to win consistently without getting better cards than your opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, sub to me here on YouTube. Sub to me on the Evo channel that I know I do videos for both. And stay tuned. I got more coming in the playlist. Thanks for watching.